Echoes of Mystralia, and hopefully pronouncing that right. Those of you been around know I butcher names all the time. An ARPG roguelike action combat where spellcrafting comes hand in hand with enemies and bosses, narrated by a rich story showcased by its captivated art style, its particle effects, and animations. This is a game I'm definitely excited for the full release, and available only in demo format. Borealis Games have cooked something up special for this, and if you're a fan of RPGs, then look no further. This might be for you. When you hit that first play, you're thrown straight in. This is at least for the demo. Will it change upon full release? Most likely not. It's hard to say. But for the moment, when you dive in to the demo, you're thrown in firsthand with 2 spells, and you have to battle your way through with a rich story dragging you along. And if you happen to reach 0 on your health, well, it's not the end. You are then teleported or transported to the temple, which looks to be a space station orbiting a planet. Now, this is going to be the main hub of your character and the species of guardians revolving around your character. Here you have your upgrade for your skill trees, be able to equip the 2 slottable spells of the 4, which you can further upgrade. In the demo, you're limited only to the 4, which is a fireball, an ice spell, electrical spell, and which to be a nature spell, which is like a boomerang. Now, the upgrades are going to be enticing, but they're locked behind until the full release of the game. The perk tree is a massively expanding perk tree. It's not as big as PoE. If you know what I'm talking about, kudos. But it's there. And I'm looking forward to diving more into it. And just like the spells, it's capped to a certain degree until the full release. Now, I've zoomed in and there's some images on those perk trees that kind of gives me a hint of what they might possibly be able to do. And someone that likes to do games that have complex building guides and or skill base on where to put certain things in order to build out their character, it's going to be an intriguing one, I hope. Now, when you go through the portal from the temple and or when you clear mobs, you're going to get these items. They're going to be the synergize in order to enhance the spells of the 2 that you have equipped. Now, each one of them are going to have a spell cost. That's what I'm calling it, at least. You have effects that don't cost anything, effects that cost 1, 2, and 3. Will it be expanded on full release? Most likely is my estimate. Now, each of these spell effects, they do something tremendous, enhancing the spell that you have. The spell that I've been enjoying after unlocking it was the fireball. It's very OP. The burning with the other effects you can add on it can make some devastating, powerful combinations. But let me tell you, you're gonna enjoy messing around with it because the particle effects themselves, the art style, the artistics behind it is absolutely gorgeous for what this game has to deliver. The animations of the characters and the enemies combined with the art style makes it a tremendous, wonderful game to actually visually eye-pleasing to the eye, in my opinion. I know that there's going to be some people out there that cartoonish and or animated type things ain't for them because they're more of liking the realism, diving into the immersive side of effects. That's why we all love games anyways. These are only 3 of the spell effects to enhance your spells within the game. They change constantly from when you die to when you travel to other regions of the area. And there are limitations to how much that you can have. Like I said before, some costs nothing, some cost 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point. However, you can see now, this is the location where you can select those little spots. The base game is probably going to have it where you can adjust and fine-tune these beginning spells. However, this is what we have for the demo. And as you can tell, I stuck that first little upgrade and it gave me a green dot. That one, for the spell effect, costs 1 point. And these are the points I was talking about earlier.
Every memory made me stronger.
After completing a zone, you are faced with the map selection. Here, you'll find that you'll have a couple avenues that you can travel with your character. Each one will reward you a different quantity of things. However, how you proceed could be risky. Could be for the better and could be for the worse. And what do I mean by that? Well, each avenue is going to reward you with something different that you can then use to further develop your character. If your character build don't have strong enough spells, will you last in the final coming events on the map? Or will it be send you straight back to the temple for you to try again? At times, you're going to be able to enter the village. It's going to be a location filled with quests that's going to also drive story of the game forward, as well as where the temple is. You can also then find where you can purchase upgradable aspects to better enhance your character if you got the right material to do so.
resisting.
Through your travels, you're going to be fighting the bosses, which are the Guardians, who are corrupted of their form themselves. Defeating them frees them from that corruption, and in doing so, you further the storyline to the game. This game has been an absolute blast, getting my hands in and diving through, learning the mechanics, the mechanisms, seeing the art style. I hope you enjoyed so far this video. If you did, like and subscribe. I appreciate you to help push this video out to others for the algorithm to catch their eye too. Appreciate you checking it out and lasting this long if you made it this far. I'm excited for this full game release, and I hope you are too.